Hey guys, welcome back to Middle Earth Monday. In today's video, we're going to give you a little bit of a channel update. I'm going to fill you in on some of the bits and pieces that I'm holding me back a little bit lately as to why we haven't gotten the Brie battle report out already. I definitely feel like it should have been out by now, but we've had a few setbacks. They've been annoying the crap out of me, but I'll go through all those and explain why. I also want to talk about a retrospective on some of the battle reports I've already done. There's already one that I would like to go back and redo because there's now like proper and better scenery that I found for it, which I know that's a small thing, but it means a lot to me. So yeah, I don't know. And then obviously I'll talk about some of the things that are going to happen moving forward. And I need your help on another part of that as well, as goes like how you want me to run through different scenarios. So I'm going to go away and show you all those different pieces, talk you through it all. And then you can let me know in the comments what you feel about it. And hopefully you can help me make some decisions. So as you can see, I have not been slacking on the Brie scenario. I have the gatehouse done. I have all the ring rates done. Obviously, I have the 4 hobbits. I've got my Strider miniature ready. I painted up a whole new Strider just for that scenario. I have the gatekeeper. I have the barleyman. I even painted up Build the Pony. Although Build a Pony isn't actually technically in this scenario anymore, I will be including him, and I'll be writing a custom addition to this scenario to allow us to have Build a Pony because he is meant to be in this scenario. This is where the hobbits retrieve him in the books. But we'll come back to that book bit in a minute because there's something else I want to talk about. But the thing that's holding me back is because I'm trying to be so accurate with the scenarios, getting the proper scenery done and ready, and really delivering you guys something that I'm like super proud of, so that when you see the scenario, it's not just, oh, this building will do and we'll put a rock there and that will work. That I want you guys to see it and be like, oh cool, that's Brie. That makes total sense to me and I love it. Which of course means that the prancing pony needs to be a thing. And if I tell you that the printing of the prancing pony has been driving me nuts, it would not be a lie. This has been a really kind of bizarrely awkward print, and I don't know why. Like, I'm on the process now of printing out the roofs, and this is the first time I've kind of put it all together to have a look. And it turns out I'm missing the whole corner section of the first floor, so I've got to go and find that file, print that off, then continue my journey of printing off the rest of the actual roof sections. And then I need to find the file for the roof section of the barn bit, which I don't know where that is. So I'm going to have to try and find that as well. Yeah, it's kind of been a nightmare. But as a scenario, like I said, as a centerpiece to the scenario, having the gatehouse of Brie, having the gates be smashed down, a road going up, and the whole big bar right there in the center of the scene, having some hobbit holes off to the side, having some other houses offside, some proper road networks and stuff, I think is going to be really cool. And there is a fully playable interior if I decided that I wanted to, for some reason, retreat back into the bar and play the scenario as the hobbits are escaping through the bar and want to maybe try and come out the back room as opposed to having to come out the front and try and make the way around with all the ring rates coming in. Stuff like that I think would be really cool. Because there is a cool barn area, I think I can definitely write a custom scenario rule that if the hobbits can, instead of just immediately sneaking out of town, they can do a rescue mission, try and work their way around to the barn, get to Build a Pony, and then obviously bring him with them in their kind of extraction mission, which I think would be really cool. There's also some hobbits like that came with the Grishnak scenario, where they're like kind of crawling along and stuff like that. And there's the other ones that were with the... But basically, I've got hobbits that look like they're sneaking. So I'm half tempted to paint up whatever ones I have as these. So in the scenario, before the ring rates have been alerted and you're in like sneak mode, it would be kind of cool to have like sneaky hobbits done for that. And then obviously when the alarms get raised and they're not sneaking anymore, I can replace those hobbits with that. So that's another like indication of like how far I want to go, painting up different models for different moments in the scenario, not just different scenarios themselves. For instance, another example of that is, sorry, I'm just going to move over here. So I'm just going to go over this cabinet just because it's a bit of a weird one. Like, obviously these are the models that I've done for the Ringbearer scenario so far. Got the more you guys all ready to go. There's the awesome. We have the fog on the Barrow Down scenario there, as you can see, looking cool. But yeah, we're going to talk about this Aragorn. So we have the Aragorn from the Weathertop scenario, which obviously is a scenario that's coming up. And I do have the big, beautiful Forge World Aragorn one. But he starts the scenario with a flaming brand. Sorry, I'm just going to pull him over here so I can actually see him. Maybe it'll like to focus on him. There he goes. So I've got him with his flaming brand, which is really cool. But later in the scenario, he can throw the flaming brand, and then he loses it. So then I would swap him out for a different Aragorn who doesn't have a flaming brand and stuff like that, which I think will be a really cool way of going through all the scenarios and doing it properly. So yeah, I'm sorry for the delay on the scenario. I'm very excited to do it. Obviously, I'm putting a lot of effort. It's just like every layer of this is like a week's worth of printing, because each individual component is like 22 to 26 hours. I don't know why it's taking so long. I feel like other smaller prints have been taking less time. For some reason on this one, it's driving me nuts. So I'm just going to continue on until it's done. I will obviously have this really cool thing for future scenarios, and then who doesn't like having a fully interiored, cool kind of bar thing for future D&D campaigns and stuff like that. So that's why I'm going to go in whole hog and do the proper kind of thing. Now, like I said, I've got all these bits and pieces ready to go, waiting for that to be done. And obviously I've been not wanting to push ahead, but I think I might have to next week if this isn't ready to rock and roll, and if I can't get an opponent to play the scenario with me. So I might have to move on to another painting video. And then obviously this is something that I've wanted to talk about as well. So we have Weathertop after this, and I pretty much am already also ready for Weathertop. I have all the miniatures ready to go. I just have to touch up my Forge World Weathertop scenery a little bit, get it tidied up. It's got a few scratches. Then add some more flock and some more flowers and some more bits and pieces to help it blend in with the kind of new style of scenery that I'm doing. Obviously, Frodo then gets stabbed with the Morgul blade in that scenario, and then Arwen has to come and save him, and then obviously whisk him away to the river crossing, and then obviously dispatch all of the Black Riders. Now, here's the thing. In previous editions of the Quest for the Ringbearer scenarios, you had options of participants. So you had Glorfindel or Arwen, because in the books it's Glorfindel, and in the movies it's Arwen. And it's kind of one of those weird things that as I fork past these scenarios, if I decide to go with Arwen and Frodo, then I'll never get an opportunity to paint Glorfindel. But if I play with Glorfindel, then I'll never get the opportunity to paint this beautiful Arwen and Frodo model. It's actually the proper one, with Arwen carrying the wounded Frodo model, which is a beautiful sculpt. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just paint up both. So some scenarios may be longer in getting to you because I'm painting up all the potential participants. And then I don't know whether it should be like a poll for you guys to decide whether or not you want to see Glorfindel come. Maybe I'll just put Arwen, I'll tweak the scenarios, like I'm adding in Build a Pony for this one. If I have Arwen at this moment and she gets him to the ford, but instead of her casting her crazy horse water magic, we then have Glorfindel then come out behind her and then obviously race across and dispatch the ring rates like it was in the book. That would be kind of a cool way of doing that. I don't want to take away the badassness of Arwen though. That's kind of like her kind of awesome scene, and she deserves that awesome scene. So, but then if we don't see Glorfindel at all. And this model is one of the nicest models Games Workshop has ever done for Lord of the Rings, and a very cool fan sent this to me because I showed in another video that I was missing parts of it, and he was like, I still have one in original blister pack that I want to send you for the scenario. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation. But anyway, hopefully that's just a little bit of an input of where I am. I don't think I've been slacking. There's lots being done, and I'm taking my time, and I'm really enjoying this. And like I've said in previous things, the making of the content for the Lord of the Rings channel is the most enjoyable content that I make. I enjoy doing this more than anything else. It's so fun. It's so characterful. It means so much to me. And I just want to be able to deliver a full, beautiful series over the course of years that it's going to take to produce and make it all, that people can kind of look back on and rewatch over and over again for years and years and years to come. So hopefully that is the case. Thank you guys so much for putting up with my rambling. Please do let me know in the comments below what you think about me adding things in like Build a Pony, what the different scenarios should be, and are you excited to see the giant bar? It's called the Leaping Frog for legal reasons. The file online is called the Leaping Frog. So if you want to Google the Leaping Frog, then I'm sure this 3D print will show up for you, and you can download it and print one for yourself if you have the fortitude to do so. Thank you guys so much for sticking around at the end. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.